Okay, so we're going to be discussing batteries next. So the batteries that we will use in the drone, and you can get an idea of battery size. If we use the drone here, you can usually put the battery into the drone like that, and Velcro the battery on to the drone, and then that's the battery sitting up here. Okay. And we usually have a lead of some sort that'll then plug into the lead of the, we'll connect that, and then drone comes on, we've got lights, all that kind of stuff. So the way and I've provided Velcro straps as well, by the way, for the batteries, to attach the batteries. Minor deviation in what we're talking about here, but when we attach the batteries, I take the Velcro strap like this, and I actually put hot glue on the one side of the Velcro strap, obviously not the side with the hook and fluff, whatever that fluff is called, and that just helps grip the battery a whole lot better. I literally just rub the hot glue gun, put glue along it, and then I just put a little bit of glue here on the top as well, and then that becomes quite rubbery and it grabs on the battery quite nicely. Usually in crashes, the battery is the one thing that flies out of the drone first. So the batteries that we're going to be using are what I've just shown you now, these lithium polymer batteries. And something unique about them is that they have these, you can see these like these panels inside. And what those are called are they cells. This is a 3-cell battery. It's got 3 different panels. And you can think of the cells as like these penlight batteries. This is a 1-cell battery, another 1-cell battery. But if I put them together and I tape them together, and I wire them together, that becomes a 3-cell battery. Now the problem is when you charge, if we want to really simulate it, this battery here is a 3-cell battery. Now the problem is if you want to recharge this battery pack, these 3 batteries as a pack, you can't just charge the 1 cell and then charge the next cell. You need to charge all 3 of them at the same time, and you also need to balance their charge so that they're all at the exact same capacity. Otherwise you're going to damage the battery, the pack as a whole. You can maybe remove a cell and replace it with a new cell, but with these batteries you don't really want to do anything like that. So what they have is they have these things. You have the normal battery lead, which is just positive, negative, red and black, to plug into the drone, and then you have another special little lead called a balance lead. And what this balance lead does is it ensures that the battery is being charged when you're charging it, that you're charging all the cells to the correct voltage and you're balancing the charge between all the cells. And if you want to check the voltage of any of the cells and you want to check if they're all the same, you can take a multimeter and you can put the black or the negative lead to the negative wire on the multimeter, and you can just test each of the pins on this balance lead represents one of the 3 cells, and you can just check them out. And I'll give you some voltages that you need to be seeing if you want to check them. But the way we will be charging them is something through one of these guys, which is a balanced charger. It's actually a special charger specifically designed for charging lithium polymer batteries and a whole bunch of other types of batteries, but balancing them charging them in a balanced way. So you're going to have one of these, and you're also going to have a lead to plug it into the wall. I'm using a bench power supply here, and you can turn it on. And the way you're going to do it is you're going to plug wire to wire, basically, and you're going to have. You can either plug the balance lead from the cell, the battery, directly in, or you have maybe an extension. I don't know what's going to arrive with your balance charging kit. You can plug them in, so you effectively have that. Okay, so you're going to have power and you're going to have a reading coming off this, and you're going to basically look at the. I'm going to try and bring this closer to the screen. Hopefully we can see something. That is incredibly bright. I will send additional instructions on how to do this, but in short, you want to set it to lithium polymer. Okay, you can check out the instruction manual for this as well. There should be one that comes with it. You want to set it to lithium polymer. You want to make sure that it's set to balance on the screen, and you're going to want to make sure that it's set to 1.3 amps because we're at 1300 milliamps. Okay, so 1.3 amps. And you want to make sure it's set to 3S. 3S is 3 cells. Okay. And you're going to want to start the charge. It'll do a battery check when you're starting it. It'll check, there's 3 cells, you want to charge 3 cells, and you're going to hit go, and it's going to make sure that the battery is fully charged in a balanced way. So that's quite important, that is done. It will stop charging the moment the battery is fully charged. It's an automatically built-in function of the charger. And I think that's pretty much it. What you do get, you get these little fire bags that you can put the battery in while it's busy charging. The battery should not be getting hot while it's charging. You shouldn't probably have the battery on a carpet or under anything flammable like curtains. Just nothing's really going to happen, but just be careful as well. The battery is probably the most dangerous part of most electronics, especially what we're dealing with now. I think that's pretty much it. Don't throw the battery around, don't hit the battery, don't stab the battery, definitely don't stab the battery. Just take care of the batteries basically. So if we, and I'm going to stop this and it's going to make a lot of noise, so just excuse it. Okay. So with the batteries, what you are going to have, and this is something maybe just noting down, I will include in fact I'll just include the values in an email, but maybe just write this down at some point. One of the cells, each cell inside this battery, if you were to check its voltage, each one of these cells would need to be 3.8 volts, roughly speaking, 3.8 volts. And I can show you what I mean with one of these little guys. And this is also possibly going to make quite a noise. And what this is doing is it's cycling through the 3 different batteries, 3 different cells, and it's telling us the voltage for each of these cells. So all of them together is 11.4. Number 1 cell is 3.8. Number 2 cell is 3.83. Number 3 cell is 3.81. So you can see they're slightly different. We can go through it again. Number 1 is 3.8. Number 2 is 3.83. And number 3 is 3.81. So each of the cells there's a minor difference in their balance, but at the same time, that difference is not major. That's not anything to be worried about. And that's coming straight off the balance charger. So it's not perfect, but it's a whole lot better than anything else. And what's going to happen is when these cells drop below, say, 3 volt, now remember they were at 3.8, if they drop below 3 volt, then they will probably not be picked up by the balance charger anymore. They would be considered damaged and bad cells. So you should not ever discharge your battery too far. There will be an alarm on the drone that will go off when one of the cells are read to be under 3.5 volts. So 3.8, when the moment they get down to 3.5, it'll start beeping like beep, 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 and when it gets to about 3.3, it'll go beep, 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 at which point you should really be landing the drone already. You should really start thinking about landing the drone when you start hearing the first beeps. Yeah, that's pretty much it about the batteries.